Reaperman here, and today we're over at my workbench for the unboxing of a QuickShot Super Warrior joystick from around 1998. Now this video is mostly going to be for myself, since I do plan to dispose of this box when I'm done with it, but also I figure I should probably upload it because there's never going to be anybody else who's going to upload a video of a QuickShot Super Warrior unboxing from the late 90s. Now this joystick uses, instead of USB, uses the old 15-pin joystick port that used to come out of your sound card. So it's a little unique in that regard. This, by the way, is my current QuickShot analog joystick, and it's got two main problems. One is right here on the bottom. Now it's got these switches, which in theory are kind of neat because you can flip them in and it actually disables the center spring. Unfortunately, because of how it works, it leaves it a little floppy when it's actually engaged, so that won't work. The other problem it has is that it's clearly a black joystick, and my current computer, which I've recently put together, is actually white, or at least it was white 20 years ago, and now it's kind of beige. So this should color match a lot better with that. And now that I've disposed of the cat off screen here, let's have a quick look around the box before we cut into it. On the front here, as you can see, it's a QuickShot PC analog joystick with throttle control. Let me just bring that up a little bit. It's got a 1-year warranty. It's the Super Warrior QS201. That branding is pretty much also on the top. QuickShot Super Warrior PC analog joystick with throttle control. Over on the side, here are all of the foreign languages, so let's check out the other side over here. Features: 4 fire buttons, so it's going to use player 2's fire buttons as well. Rotary throttle thumb control, which is going to be one of the player 2 axis, I believe. Turbo fire capacity, non-skid rubber handle pad. Auto centering, X and Y axis adjustments, 4 stabilizing suction cups. 6-foot cable with 15-pin gameport connector. And it is IBM PC compatible. Flipping around to the back, so the Super Warrior's got fire button B is here on the back, fire button A is up on the front. It's got something that's called a Biogrip, B-I-O-G-R-I-P, which seems to be some kind of a plastic or rubberized grip to grab onto. I hope that's still in okay shape. Here's the Y-axis adjustment. And the X-axis adjustment, of course, up in front. Turbo fire switch is here in back. And the suction cups on the bottom. Here's the throttle control. And here are your C and D buttons. Now, one interesting thing about the Super Warrior, well, I don't know how interesting it is, really, but it's almost like they're built backwards, as if the stick is facing the wrong direction. When you think about where they'd be sitting next to your computer, you'd almost want the lower ramped end to be the one you reach towards instead of being the one that's away from the stick, but that's just kind of an oddity with these. Oh, let's get to the bottom and see if we can get a copyright on this thing. So this is copyright 1998 QuickShot. QuickShot is a registered trademark, and QS201 Super Warrior is a trademark of QuickShot, patent BVI Limited. And a bunch of other stuff there. Apparently it is Milpitas, California, and London, England, and Kowloon Bay, Hong Kong. Okay. Okay, and Kat has rejoined us for the most stressful segment of this, of course. The actual unboxing itself that we won't get any second chances for. Are you ready for this one, Kat? Yeah, she seems ready. Okay, so let's let out some of this 1998 air. Let me just go through here. And that's about the worst unboxing ever. So this shrink wrap has gotten a little stiff in its old age. It's probably started to shrink a little bit. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's pop the top. There's some of that 1998 air. Setup procedures for Windows 95-98. Go to Control Panel, Game Controller, select General, and well, that hasn't changed since 1998, has it? Okay. Centering your joystick. I am definitely not going to read all that, and none of that probably applies to me, since I'll be running this in DOS. Okay, let's look at the actual joystick itself, Cat. So on the end, it's actually got these screw-in terminals, which is handy, and some of these had them and some of them didn't. This is the Biogrip on the back here, and this is actually, well, it does feel pretty nice, and it still feels pretty nice. It hasn't dried out or anything like that. And rotary control is pretty nice here. Oh, that is a much nicer centering feel. Yes, and these buttons are switched, where these were just kind of rubber domes underneath. Oh yeah, microswitches all around. Okay, this is definitely going to work out for me. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with the ramp before, I guess. You'd almost want your hand to reach up the ramp and around the stick the other direction, as if the stick was facing the other way. Let's see here, the bottom. These actually feel pretty good and have been sticking to my workbench, which is weird because it's kind of a neoprene toolbox liner, actually. Sorry, Miss Kitty. Alright, so there's your turbo fire, there's your axes. They don't have a detent at center, but that's probably better, actually. There's also no detent on the throttle control here. Okay. Well, I guess that's all there is to this one. Let's get it downstairs and get it into action.